What if the next big war doesn't look like giant armies marching with tanks and guns, but instead like a shadow fight waged through tweets, TikToks, and digital whispers? Imagine countries battling each other not on the battlefield, but in your phone, smart speaker, and online feeds, while the world nervously watches hotspots flare up from Ukraine to Taiwan. This isn't science fiction, it might be the new reality of global conflict. Since World War II, traditional large-scale wars between major powers have almost disappeared, but conflict hasn't stopped. Instead, the fight has moved online. Information warfare is the new front line. Just like a viral TikTok can shape opinions overnight, nation-level conflicts now use the internet to manipulate public perception, destabilize governments, and even weaken democracies from thousands of miles away. It's like a high-stakes game of hacking and propaganda, where the biggest weapon is control over the narrative, not missiles.
Whoa, so wars are actually fought with memes and tweets now? That explains the crazy drama on social media.
We live in what experts call a post-truth society. People care more about feelings and beliefs than cold, hard facts. Traditional news lost trust, and social media floods us with info, real and fake, blurred together. This makes people pick sides like football fans, picking teams, trusting only their squad's stories. The result? Societies get split, anxiety soars, and countries like the US and Europe become prime targets for outside powers like Russia and China, who exploit these divisions to grow their influence without firing a shot.
Makes sense why every political argument feels like a Super Bowl showdown now. But how do they even mess with people that way?
That's where digital tools and algorithms come in. Small groups of just a couple of people, armed with savvy strategies and servers, can drown out official messages and twist public opinion. For instance, during the Hamas-Israel conflict in 2023, both sides battled fiercely online with viral videos and misinformation campaigns, even on platforms like TikTok. It's like the ultimate social media face-off, where winning hearts means gaining real-world power.
So it's less about actual bombs and more about who controls the coolest hashtag? Could someone just troll their way into starting a war?
In a way, yes, and that's part of the danger. The biggest driver for conflict today is public ignorance and polarization. The more people tune out global issues in favor of entertainment, the easier it is for bad actors to steer opinions and deepen divides. Even within America, extreme political anger can hurt our national security. Some political groups prioritize beating their opponents over the country's safety, which weakens us internally and makes us vulnerable externally. It's like bickering over the game plan in the middle of a championship match.
Sounds like everyone's too busy arguing at halftime instead of focusing on winning. Not the best way to keep the country safe.
On top of that, nuclear threats still loom large. Mistakes or misjudgments between nuclear-armed countries could spark catastrophic war. One near miss happened when Russia fired missiles at Ukraine in late 2024. The US was ready to respond immediately without confirmation if those were nuclear warheads. Luckily, advanced warnings prevented disaster. But ballistic missiles, traveling at speeds way faster than a bullet and carrying multiple warheads, make the stakes terrifyingly high. Even smaller tactical nukes or so-called dirty bombs capable of radioactive contamination pose serious threats because they're harder to trace and control.
Dirty bombs? That sounds like something straight out of a superhero movie, except way scarier. So it's not just about giant explosions anymore?
Right, and if nuclear war breaks out, very few places on Earth would remain safe. According to some experts, only regions like parts of New Zealand and Australia might survive the aftermath. Life there after a nuclear winter would revert to basic survival, hunter-gatherer style. Billionaires are already making plans to escape to these safe zones, but for most people, survival would be nearly impossible. It's a grim reality check on how fragile global peace really is.
Wow, so even the rich and famous are prepping for doomsday? I'd rather just binge Netflix and hope for the best.
Meanwhile, tensions at hotspots like Taiwan are escalating. China is readying military exercises and interfering with GPS and radar, effectively blockading the island without sending troops on shore. The US, spread thin protecting allies like Israel, has fewer resources to back Taiwan. This conflict isn't just military, it's economic. China's monopoly on rare earth minerals, crucial for electronics and green tech, means cutting off exports would cripple global industries. So instead of traditional battles, expect cold economic warfare impacting everyday devices Americans use daily.
Wait, so no shots fired, but they can still mess up my phone and laptop? That's kinda terrifying and super annoying.
To sum it up, warfare today isn't just tanks and bombs. It's information, politics, social media, and economic influence, all wrapped up in a very complicated global chess game. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for Americans because what happens overseas can ripple right into our lives. Staying informed and skeptical while pushing for unity at home is more important than ever to face these new challenges.
Got it. So basically, it's like we're all players on a huge digital battlefield, and the real challenge is not getting tricked or distracted. Time to level up my news game.